Hello there, everyone. You know who I am, ETTemplar, Supreme Misfit Professional Dipshit, and I'm giving my opinion about the supposed Emerald Tablets of Thoth. So, Billy Carson is running this, what I believe to be a bullshit story about some Emerald Tablets. And he claims that these tablets is a deep, dark secret to Christianity that would destroy the faith and rattle the foundations of the Christian faith. So here's the story. The Spark Notes. A man goes to Giza. He allegedly goes into one of the pyramids and finds these Emerald Tablets of Thoth. Thoth is an Egyptian god of something or other. You can look it up. But supposedly he's really an Atlantean that escaped the Atlantean crisis before it sunk into the ocean. So there's these Emerald Tablets. This guy claims he translates them. And later in his life, he quotes that he took the Emerald Tablets back. Now, someone later on asked him, wow, did you really go into the Pyramid of Giza? That's fucking amazing, dude. Did you really go in there and find these Emerald Tablets? And the guy says, yeah, I did go in there. I astrally projected inside the pyramids. And I saw these Emerald Tablets. So that's the basis of this gigantic secret that's going to destroy the Christian faith. So not once did this guy, okay, so let's just say, hypothetically, there is some Emerald fucking Tablets. He didn't once get a piece of paper and a piece of charcoal and, sketch that shit on the paper so we could actually look at the cuneiform or whatever horse shit. Did he set up his, old-timey, camera? I don't know exactly when this story's quoted to happen, but even if it's in the 1870s, 1880s, with those cameras where you would, right? The old-time Western ones. There's no pictures of these Emerald Tablets. There's no very real truth of these Emerald Tablets. And someone finally called this guy out on it. And he said he either put them back or he astrally projected into the pyramids. So that's it. That's a big story that's based on horseshit, based on some other guy's perceived story. No offense to this guy, but I'm going to put the legitimacy of the Bible, when it comes to my spiritual salvation, I'm going to put my money on the Bible. And 2,000 to 3,000 years of history yeah, sure, it was translated by 12 different people. Oh, no! I'm still going to trust that. The scribes and the theologians, okay, of the Bible, versus the word of some guy that said he astrally projected into a pyramid. And so, to wrap this up, that's the basis. And of course, he's Billy Carson has said that the book of Genesis is a copy pasta of the Emerald Tablets and some other ancient bullshit hasn't been proven. He hasn't put forward any real legitimate facts on this, to my knowledge. There hasn't been any real evidence of this. But again, within ufology, it's quite clear if you got half a brain and you have a conscience, you can kind of discover now that when it involves Billy Carson, Wilcox, and Good, that they're turning it into a cult falling around the mythology of ancient aliens, the mythology of ancient gods. They're selling this bullshit to line their pockets. I highly doubt that any of these three actually believe a fucking word they're saying or the bullshit they're putting out. I'd be really hard to believe that I actually believe their own shit that they're putting out there. So that's my opinion on it. And all these guys have this weird mental condition to where they have to be king shit upon Dick Mountain, right? And they all claim to have 180 IQs. They love to be, claim that they're these super intelligent. I mean, compared to these guys' intelligence, Nikola Tesla's a fucking mouth breather. And Albert Einstein is fucking eats Elmer's glue compared to their massive intellect, gods of knowledge. So these three guys, they're coming up with all this bullshit, blaspheming Christianity, being heretical against the Christian faith, mainly because they can get away with it. Can you imagine the absolute shitstorm these guys would be in if they took the Emerald Tablets of Thoth and said that the Quran is a copy pasta of it, or Judaism? Isn't that interesting? It's only Christianity that's this fake made up one that's a copy pasta of these so-called tablets. Christianity's fake and false. But for some reason, the Islam and Judaism is the real true religions, guys, because if you question Judaism, if you take an angle that's critical of Judaism or the established order of, like, let's just say Jewry, or against the Jewish faith, the ADL is going to be on your ass. You're going to lose your banking. You're going to lose your social medias. You're going to be condemned. You're going to be destroyed in lawsuits for defamation. The ADL will come after you, right? So there's that. We can't make up bullshit and assign Judaism or like the Jewish faith to that, because we'll be sued. We'll be called anti-Semites. And on the flip side, with Islam, well, last time someone made a joke or questioned, the Muhammad, peace be upon him, and Muhammad, usually they end up, or you get the point, right? So they chose the one faith that, by and large, you could say like a good 9.5 out of 10 aren't going to commit violence against someone for being heretical, being blasphemous. So that's why these comedians also love to make fun of Christians, because they know it's the safe bet. They know that by and large, that Christians by and large aren't violent people. We usually let people go when they blaspheme Christ or God or our religion, our faith, or make fun of us, because they know by and large most Christians are going to live and let live, turn the other cheek. But that's why, same thing with like comedy, hardly very few people make fun of Judaism or Islam, because there's repercussions for that shit. And the same thing here. If you can tear down the Christian faith with your pseudo UFO alien god bullshit, and you can get converts that way by these people like, oh, Jesus Christ wasn't a guy. And that's one thing that I find deeply disgusting about Billy Carson, is that they strip away the divinity of Christ. They strip away the divine nature of Christ, and they say he's... Billy Carson has said this, where Jesus had kids, and Jesus was just a man, right? Which is absolutely, heinous. But if they can strip down someone's faith and get these new converts into their ufology bullshit religion, where in all reality the basis is coming up with fantastical horseshit to make money and line their pockets with book deals. And again, to end this video, to my knowledge, and to everyone else's, well, not everyone else, but to my knowledge, there's knowledge, there's not any real proof that the Emerald Tablets of Thoth exist or have ever existed. The only proof we have is the story of some crazy loon who said, I astrally projected into a pyramid. I'm not going to believe that. Sorry. That's it. That's the only proof that these things exist. But anyways, that's been my 2 cents on the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, and how ufology has become a cult. It's become a religious institution, and some of these people, they're out there doxing people who are critical. They're out there doxing, and there's threats. There's very real world that these people aren't hinged enough that if you challenge this, ufology, fantastical, whimsical shit, that they'll dox you and then they'll threaten to kill you too. So, she probably wasn't smart making fun of this shit, but that's just my 2 cents on it. I think the ufology stuff has really came to a head, and it's become what used to be a field of science and trying to understand weird shit going on has now become a religion. And any real critical people like Stephen Cambrian and so many other names that I'm not aware of that contradict and voice their opinions against this shit, they get doxxed, threats on their lives, and it's become nothing more than a religion. Something that was, again, originally supposed to be this fantastical plight and struggle to discover more to our universe and what's these weird shit in our sky, or the mysteries of our origins, has now become this like secular sectarian thing, and it's very sad, and it's totally tainted anything that has to do with ufology, archaeology, and just the study of UFOs and shit in the sky, UAPs, UFOs. So thank you, Billy Carson, David Wilcock, and Good. Thank you for making a joke, an absolute joke, out of ufology field and this, like, just the general field. You make us all look like a bunch of, like, thetan believing weirdos. But that's that. And unfortunately, whether it's ufology or even Christianity with these prosperity pimps, there's people out there who are willing to listen. There's people out there who are willing to grift off it. So anyways, thank you. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. And of course, speaking of grifting, there's links in the description down below. If you want to support this channel, that would be cool. If not, your time, a comment, a like, and or a subscription would be just as good. So thank you. God bless. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time.